It can be a pain in the butt to get a WeChat account, but in this video, I'll be showing you exactly how to do so step by step. First, let's cover what you need to bring with you in order to make this successful. You'll need a phone that can install the WeChat app either on the iOS or Google Play Store. Be careful for any scams that you may encounter by downloading WeChat on third-party platforms that may not be legit. Make sure you download it from the Google Play Store or from the Apple Store. We don't want you to be in a situation where you download the wrong WeChat, you put in a lot of your information in there, and it turns out it's just a scam of people trying to get your information and use it against you. So be careful when you are downloading WeChat, and I will put the links of the official websites in the description down below, so don't get fooled. You also need a real SIM card connected via your phone. What do I mean by that? You can't use virtual numbers, they won't work. WeChat will detect it and won't allow you to make an account. The SIM card you are using must be connected in your phone. So if you have a friend that's using their SIM card remotely and you're trying to register on your phone, but they're using the SIM card on their phone and they receive the one-time password on their phone, it won't work. WeChat will be able to detect this. And the last thing you'll need is to make sure that your service provider locally can receive text from China and that it's not being blocked. Just double check with them that, hey, there's no blocking of one-time passwords being sent from China. So now let's go into the steps of once you downloaded the app, you're gonna have to sign up using the method for mobile phone. I recommend that you sign up using the mobile phone. It may give you some options to sign up via email or Facebook, but from my experience, the most success rate happens through the mobile phone one-time password method. Once you actually go through the mobile phone registration, it's gonna ask you to agree to some terms and agreements, and also to go through some security settings, like to make sure you're not a robot, putting the puzzle piece together, etc. Because it wants to make sure you're a human being. You will eventually get to one point where you're gonna need someone to scan your QR code. Now, there may be different methods to do this, but I highly recommend you use the QR code method. Another method is to reach out to somebody that you know that already has WeChat to have them manually put in your phone number and register you. But from my experience, it's a big hassle for the other person. They don't know what they're doing. If they're not good with tech, they will never figure it out. And it's just not as quick and smooth. So the most efficient way is to actually have someone scan your QR code. But wait, you have to be wary of some of the limitations that happen when you want someone to scan your QR code. The first is that this is a dynamic QR code that expires after 3 minutes once it's activated. So once you sign up and you see that it's been 3 or more minutes, no one's going to be able to scan your code. It's going to say your QR code is expired. Another thing about scanning these QR codes is that the person scanning has limitations. Each user can only scan once every 30 days, twice every 60 days, and 3 times every 6 months. Once they have gone through that for the year, they cannot scan until the next year, January 1st, comes by. So be careful of that. Also, if they're an international user, they must have been using WeChat for over a month. And if they're a mainland China user like myself, they must have WeChat Pay activated and have been using WeChat for 6 months before they can scan anybody. So you can see it's kind of strict, and you can see the rules on the screen right here. And something new I just recently learned over the past year is that normally anyone should be able to scan your code as long as you reach the requirements. But I've recently found that for some countries, for example, like Vietnam, Malaysia, Philippines, only users of that country can scan your code. And this is just an unwritten rule that WeChat just does not share with their audience. But let's say you're from the Philippines and you use a Filipino phone number to sign up. If someone else outside of the Philippines tries to scan your code, it won't work. And it's a big hassle for people trying to make a new account. So be wary that that may be the case for your country before continuing to sign up. For finding the right person to scan your code, it can be a big pain in the butt. If you don't know someone that can actually do the service for you, or you don't know a friend that has a WeChat that can scan for you, it is quite difficult. There are platforms that you can search for free, like you can just say WeChat scanning on Facebook or look at Reddit groups, but beware that a lot of these people may scam you, and you just need to be careful that is a possibility. So Some people are generous and will do it for free, but because the requirements are so strict sometimes, they may not be able to help you. I also provide this service for my customers, and you can look in the video description down below for a link on how to use this service if you want me to help you to scan your QR code. But realize I cannot unblock accounts. I can only help you activate your WeChat accounts. Only your WeChat friends can unblock your WeChat account. So once you actually finish someone scanning your code, you should get a notification saying verification successful. At this point, it's just a simple OTP, which is a one-time password. You should receive a text from the WeChat automated messaging platform to be able to finish the verification. If you don't receive a text, again, verify with your service provider, your mobile service provider, that they're not blocking the phone number locally from Chinese providers. And you can also click here to do a phone call where they'll give you a phone call and they'll say the password, hey, this is the automated authentication method. Your password is 123456, and then you can put that password in there. So once you go through the pain of finding someone to scan your QR code and actually go through the one-time password, you should have a screen that looks like this. And congratulations, you have a WeChat account. Now that you have a WeChat account, you probably want to know how to use WeChat. So if you're wondering how to get started with the platform, since it may be foreign to you, you can check out this video right here.